Hello guys, welcome to my very first video, and today we're going to talk about dialogue, how to get your characters talking, how to enter the screen, and we're going to talk about choices. Are you excited? Because I am. It's a lot to talk about. So let's get started. First, I have my screen here, and then make sure you have some characters. Also on this side of the screen, you will see script templates, props, characters, outfits, backgrounds, overlays, emojis, weather effects, text effects, filters, and sounds. Sounds great. Now from the backgrounds, you can get your backgrounds from Art Catalog. The Art Catalog has numerous of different backgrounds you can use that episode has produced. Or you can get your backgrounds from Episode Forum. In Episode Forum, they have a lot of people who does backgrounds for free, for commission, or people who share their Google Drives. I would take a look if I were you. If you're looking for more realistic or maybe different from what Episode has been producing. And also you can find it by specifying what you want. You can enter bed for maybe bedrooms. You can enter beach for beach setting. Enter whatever you want. So I want to, where do I want my characters to be? I think I'm going to put them, there's a lot of places here. Let's put Campus Garden Day. And I also want to make a point that I think I'll talk about this a little bit later in the video. We're talking about zones. So the pictures that look a little smaller, just like this is one zone. For pictures that are a little longer like this is three zones. For pictures that are just like a square, it's two zones. So rectangle shape, 3 zones, square shape, 2 zones, just skinnier rectangle. It's also one zone. So now I want to enter this background into my script. I click on it a few times, highlight it all, and then I press copy. They also have a night version of this, but I don't want them at nighttime. I want it in the daytime. So then I just paste it into my script. Great. So I have my characters and I know what characters I want in this. So we're going to talk about entering the screen, and then I'll show you how to just make sure they stand there, not even entering. I'll show you that right now. So the first thing you want to do is at. That's shift and the number 2. At, and I'm going to use Anna enters from left to screen left. That was a lot I just put there. So you must put the letter S after enter, otherwise episode would mark it as an error. So you must put S. From left, because it's saying she's coming from the left, to screen left, which means she stops at the screen left. I want Anna to face a certain way. Sometimes episode have a default way they face, and I want to specify to episode, I want her to face a certain way. By doing that, I've used the word and. And when using the word and, it must be capitalized. Otherwise, again, episode will mark it as an error. So I use and. Capitalized, and make sure you capitalize her name again. And Anna faces right. That's good. Now I want to use my other character, Amy. Same thing. At Amy enters from right to screen right, and Amy faces left. So what we did here, we're saying to episode, Amy enters from the right side of the screen, and she stops at the right side of the screen, and Amy faces left. What I did there was so that Anna can face Amy, and Amy faces Anna. We're going to take a little pause break here. Make sure you follow my Instagram, lolorose.episode. It will be very much appreciated. Watch out for my story, Drag Me to Hell, and make sure you follow me on episode as well. Anyways, back to the tutorial. So that is what I have here. Let's see what that looked like. Save and preview. The way that I like it, I like to view my stories in the episode app because you're viewing it how the readers will view it. You see how they entered the screen? Perfect. Now let's have them do some dialogue. So what you want to do, I put at Anna. Because again, letters must be capitalized and you must at her that lets episode know who are you doing the animation to. Speak of an animation, you want to make sure you go animation by characters. You can narrow it down by entering into the filter animations. Click that. I want to do a talking animation because they will be talking to each other. So I would just enter talk. And by doing this, you narrow down what you're looking for. They have a lot of different animations for talking. So make sure you look through it and see what fits your story and your situation best. Right now, I like talk neutral. But talking neutral is good if they're saying one sentence because after they say that one sentence, they're done talking and it looks kind of awkward if you're using multiple sentences. I want to use talk neutral loop. Talk neutral loop is basically anything with the loop they're doing over and over and over again, basically, so they don't look like robots. So I want to use that. So Anna is, make sure you put is talk underscore neutral. Oh, it's right here. Neutral loop. So it's good using the loop, using the talking loop is good if they're saying more than one sentence. So I press tab so I can indent it so that way it lets episode know who's talking. That's how you know you got it right is if it's blue. If it's red, there's something wrong. I press enter. Make sure the first letter of your sentence is capitalized. I want to say, hello, Amy. How are you? Question mark. So again, the talking loop is making Anna talk over and over and over. I don't want Anna to talk even when she's not talking because it looks weird. So I want her to stand still and kind of looks like she's listening to Anna. So I want her to go idle. And then I want her to shift wait. So then by doing this, I press at Anna is. So this happens after Anna gets done talking. It lets you know she's done talking. If I would have left it at talk neutral loop, she would have just, her mouth would have been moving, but nothing would have been coming out. It would look weird for the scene. I'm gonna go to Amy next. So with Amy, I want her to conversate as well. So at Amy, I want her to do the talking loop too. Amy. Make sure you indent. I want her to reply to Anna. So I'll put, hello, Anna. I'm well, and you. And yourself. You know what? And I'll put, and how about yourself? Great. So since she's talking into the loop, I want to make sure she's staying still as well so it doesn't look like she's a robot. Let's do arms crossed, neutral. Let's see what that looks like. So I go to the beginning. You can, if you want to start from a certain point in your scene so you don't have to watch it all, you can click on the line you want to watch. So I want to start from the beginning so I can have you guys see how they enter and conversate. But if you just want to see one, if you want to start from a certain point in your scene, just press that line. So if I touch this line, it lets episode know I want them to start from line 7. If I touch this line, it lets episode know I want to start from line 17 and so on and so forth. I want to start from line 1, so I want to click on line 1. Save and preview. Again, I prefer to preview my stories in the episode app because it shows you exactly how it is and it shows you like your mistakes and everything. All right, we see how they're talking. Hello, Amy. How are you? Hello, Anna. I'm well, and how about yourself? You see how they're done talking? They're kind of just sitting there looking like people just looking at each other. All right, so that was basic conversation. That was pretty easy, right? Great. Now we're going to go on to choices. Making a choice is pretty hard, but I will break it down as easy as I can. So let's get started. So the first thing when you want to start with a choice, you want to make sure you put a label. This is how I do it. I know there's a million and one ways to do it, but this one works best for me. So I want to put a label to mark where the choices starts in the story. And you must have a dialogue before the choice. And you must have the dialogue before the choice. So how about I ask Amy if she wants to go to the beach? Let's do that. So I want to put another space. At Anna is talk underscore neutral. Now that she's talking neutral, I'm gonna make this screen bigger so you guys. So I don't know if you guys can see it that great or not, but I made it bigger for you. So at Anna is talk neutral, and I want her to, and I shifted obviously, I indented it, and I put Anna, and I'm gonna ask her a question. Amy, would you like to the beach? So I just asked Anna, I just asked Amy if she would like to go to the beach. Amy asked Anna, I'm sorry. Anna asked Amy if she would like to go to the beach. I don't know why I got two people with their letter A's in their name. It's confusing me as well. I apologize. So Anna asked Amy if she would like to go to the beach. You must have dialogue before you have the choice. Otherwise, it's going to give you an error. So let's start with the choice. So you just enter the word choice to let episode know you're starting a choice. So when you're starting a choice, you press enter and you use the quotation marks. This lets episode know the first choice. And I'm going to type in yes, end quote, in the quote. You will see it as red. It's fine. End the quote. You must end the quote. Otherwise, it's going to pop up as an error. So start with the quote, end with the quote. Then you use the opening bracket. This bracket lets us know what happens if she clicks yes. That is what the bracket is for. So then I press enter. This is what happens if Amy says, yes, I would like to go to the beach. So then what happens if Amy chooses yes, I will have Amy say, Amy is talk. Let's say she's talk, agree, happy. I'm going to have Amy say, I'm sorry. I would love to. And then at Amy is, I'm just adding in some minor, just some little details here. She's shifting weight after she gets done talking. And then I'm going to have Anna is react. And put clap. So I'm just adding some little dialogue here. Not dialogue, just some little animations here after Amy says, I will love to. Amy, she goes back to, it's idle. And then Anna, she's clapping her hands because she's excited. She said yes. And then what we can do here is we can have them both exit. So I guess this is a good way to introduce the exit. So what we can do to make them both exit, it depends on where we want them to exit. So we can say Amy, we can let them both exit from the right. So we're going to put at Amy. No, we're going to have Anna go first. No, yeah, we're going to have Amy go first. So Amy faces right. And this is how we get them to exit. At Amy exits. Right. That is such a tongue twister. Exits. She exits, right. Sorry, my English is terrible. So then we have Anna exits, right. And we don't have to have Anna facing right because she's already faces right. It's the Amy. We had to change the way she faced. because she wasn't facing right. So now that that happened, I want to go to the part where she said yes. So that is where it gets a little tricky. It gets a little tricky because we're using labels now. The reason why we're using labels is because we want to tell the choice where we want them to go if she says yes. So since she did say yes, we're going to put label. This marks the part in the story. It's basically like a bookmark in the story. That's basically what it is. So we're using label, and then we can label. So when we put in label, we have to name the label. I will put label as beach. So this label is basically when she says yes, I want them to take her to the beach. So I can refer to this label by clicking in go to beach. So that is what this is. So what it happens is we can do even a transition. So we're going to say at transition, fade out, black 5. So I guess I can enter this in too. So the transition, it fades out. So there's multiple ways to do transitions. There's multiple colors as well. And then by me putting in 5, it lets it know the duration. So how long it takes to fade out. And you can also use fade in, and I can use black, white, orange, yellow. I can show you that as well if you guys want. So so now we're telling them to go to the beach because she said yes. So after we do that, we want to close this bracket because that's the end of that choice. So we're going to this is all of her still saying yes. So we're going to, if she says yes. So then we put label, and then we're going to put in beach into the background. So I look up any old beach background. I guess this can do. And mind you, we were talking about zones. So this looks like it's about 3 zones. Again, so I think the far left is zone 1, the middle is zone 2, and the far right is zone 3. That's how you know it's 3 zones. The ones that's a rectangle is 3 zones. The ones that look kind of square looking is 2 zones, and the one that is the smallest one is 1 zone. So I got this beach tropical basic day. It looks pretty good to me. So I'm going to use this. And I want them to stand there. So like I told you in the beginning, I will show you how they enter, but I want to show you guys that they're just standing there talking. So I think this is a good way. If you guys are entering it as something like this, you could put them in bathing suits. You can dress them up, dress them down, do however you want. I'm going to keep them in the same outfits because, this is just a little tutorial. We don't have to get too spicy. But, that's what you can do if you're using the beach as well. So I want them to stand. So in there, I don't want them to enter. When we enter into the scene, I want them to already be there. So I'm going to put at Anna stands screen left and Anna faces right. So stands means she doesn't enter. She's already there when we enter the screen. So then at Amy stands screen right and Amy faces left. It's kind of like what this screen looks like, but it's at the beach. But I want this to be in zone 2 because I want this to be in the middle of the screen. Again, the far left is zone 1, the middle of the screen is zone 2, the far right is zone 3. And I'll show you what that looks like. So to let them know where I want these characters placed, I want to put before where the character stands, I want to put at cut to zone 2. This lets me know where I want my characters placed for right now. So when we enter the scene, when we enter the scene, I want them to be standing in zone 2. Okay? So now that we have that, so now that they're in zone 2 and they're already at the beach, I want them to do maybe an animation. So I'm gonna just add some little detail. We're gonna put at Anna is talk _ let's do neutral again. At Anna. Let's do this. Actually, talk excited, happy. Let's talk because they're excited there at the beach, right? I'm So glad that you came. And there we're going to put at Hannah is, let's have her dance. So we're going to put dance. There's a numerous way of dancing. We can put dance, drop it. Oh no, there's probably like a different type of dance. Let's see what other dances is there. I don't know. They have a million and one dance. Let's do a loop. Arms up, down. Yeah, let's do this loop. And then at Amy is we're gonna have her laugh a little bit. We're gonna have her chuckle, and then at Amy is dance. Let's have her arms, hip thrust, wherever the heck that is. I don't even know what dance that is. All right. So, anyways, this is what happens if she says yes. So, if Amy says yes, she's going to the beach and they're dancing at the beach. This is a little basic, you guys. This is a little basic. 1, 2, 3 scene. So this is all what happens in this choice. But she also has another choice. The other choice is no. Dun dun dun. So if she says no, it's the same thing. You can either start at this bracket or you could put a space. I like to start at this bracket because it makes it easier for me. So again, you put the quotation marks and then we put no. And then we close the quotation mark. Always close your quotation marks. Always close your brackets. If you don't close your brackets, your scene will not go well. And what I mean by close your brackets, click that end bracket here. Make sure you end the bracket. And make sure you end your quotation. Start your quotation, end your quotations. Make sure you do that. So then the answer is no. Then what we're going to do is do another open bracket. Space. And if she says no, I'm going to have at Amy is, let's do Amy is talk underscore. Let's do sad. She's sad, she can't go. And we're gonna do Amy. That's what happened if you don't indent enough. It won't turn blue. It must turn blue. That's how you know you did it right. So and Amy, no, thank you. And then so at Anna is talk underscore sad. We can put Anna. But okay. Okay, then we can have at Anna is let's say at Anna as it exits left. Right? Let's say no, we're gonna have her exit. Yeah, we're gonna have her exit left, right? So at Anna exits left. So since she exits left, we're gonna have at Amy. We want her to look sad when Annalisa go at Amy is idle underscore sad loop. And then after that happens, I want Amy. So then this is also where the other label comes in. So then I want this transition to fade out. And like I said, you can do it in different color. Let's do fade out white 5. You don't have to put, if you put in 5, it's going to mess it up. I know it's confusing, but make sure you put fade out white 5. So we're saying it's fading out in the color white and in 5 seconds. That's what we're doing. And so then after that, I put go to label room. And then close the bracket, because that is what happens if she says no. So I know you guys are like, where's the label room? Well, that's what we're going to create it now. So we're going to put label, and we're going to put room. And then we're going to show go to continue. So that basically when I put go to continue, I'm going to explain that after I get done with this second choice. I'll explain why I put go to continue. I'll show you that in a second. So label room. So this is Anna in her room. So let's pick any old bedroom. Let's do, I don't know. There's a bunch of bedrooms here. Let's do this red bedroom. It looks cool, right? So let's do Angie bed red. It looks pretty cool. It looks, looks something Anna would go to. So then we press paste. So then now that they're there, I want to put at Anna enters from left to screen. Let's put screen center because I want her to be in the middle of the screen. And then I want Anna um from left to screen center. And then I want at Anna is let's do react. Okay. No, I think let's do I know there's an animation for crying. I just don't know. Oh, here we go. It's cry sniff loop. Sorry guys. I didn't know what it was for a second. So then she's crying because Amy couldn't go. And we're gonna put that it is. This is just basic directing, nothing too, chic. So this is what happens when Anna doesn't want to go. So then after that, we're going to put continue. So basically, after they both, this is the scene, where she said yes, and then this is the scene where she says no. So after she said yes to going to the beach, this is what happened. Press go to continue. And then if she says no, I put label room. So this is what happened if she says no. And then it's Angie in her, and then it's Anna in her room crying. So then I press go to continue. I press label continue because this is where the story continues. And I guess I think for this I'm gonna just press black, and then I'm gonna just this. So this is where it meets up. You get two different outcomes, which is pretty cool. That's why choice is pretty popular because it's really cool. And then I want to put narrator. It's neither of them talking, it's the narrator. And I'll put thank you for watching. And that's why it's good to put labels because it's good to show where the story will go to. So let's go from the beginning. Again, if you want to start from a certain place, you can press save and click the number and which you want to go. I want to start from the very beginning so you guys can watch. So let's see what our story has turned into. Is it a good story? What is the outcome? Anna enters, they're talking. Hello, Amy. How are you? Hello, Anna. I'm well, and how about yourself? Amy, would you like to go to the beach? So you see how the choice popped up, yes and no. You see how the choices popped up? Again, make sure that you put the quotation marks before and after the choice, which is yes. You see how I did that? Make sure the bracket is open. Put in what you want what will happen if they choose that choice. Make sure you end that bracket and make sure you label where what happens as well. So since she said yes, and I put the label because after I get done with that, she's going to the beach. So I press go to beach. And this is what happens if she says yes. And then so let's click yes. Amy said, I would love to. Anna is excited, like, yes, girl. So that was the transition. It faded out in black in 5 seconds. I'm so glad you came. This is them at the beach. And now she's dancing. That dance is so weird. Oh my gosh. And that was that. They danced and they left. Nothing, cool. So this is me telling them to go after they get done dancing, go to continue. And this is continue. Thank you for watching. But I can show you what happens if she would have said no. So that is why it's good to have the label because otherwise, if you don't have the label, it would have took her to it would have took her right to label room. It would have just not meshed well if you didn't put. So make sure you put labels. Go to let's episode know which label you want to go to. So I'm going to go to continue. I put label continue. I put go to continue. You see that right there. So make sure you put your labels. It's really easy to refer to them in the story. So then let's see what happens if she says no. So I'm going to start from here. I'm going to start from line 22 because I don't need to start the whole thing over. I'm going to just press preview. So Amy, would you like to go to the beach? Let's say no. Amy is sad. No, thank you. Anna's like, okay. And then she left. And then it faded out in white in 5. See how I did that? This is the room. She stands screen center and she started crying. And thank you for watching. In order, if you want her to cry a little longer, just to stay on the scene, you could press, you could enter, we can do at pause for, well, I'm sorry, I don't know how I entered that. At pause for 10. By pausing for 10, it lets episode know that you want to pause for a couple seconds. It's good in between conversations. Pause for a beat. It just stops the conversation for a second. I'm sorry, but pause for a beat, it lets you, instead of this, the story going on and on and on, it gives you, seconds to pause. It gives it a good effect. So I'm gonna put pause for 10. So I'm gonna just show you one of them, what it looks like when you pause it for a little bit. Like I said, I do pause for a beat in between conversations sometimes, or between certain animations, so it doesn't look like run-ons and stuff like that. So pause for a beat is a good thing to use. So let's do yes. She said, I would love to. And then Anna is happy, clap her hands. Now they're exiting, fade out in black. This is all what's happening here. Then, mind you, this is the choice. Make sure you use the quotation. Make sure you use your brackets. Make sure you end your brackets. As you see here, make sure you label where you want them to go. I'm so glad that you came. And you see they're dancing. And now Amy's dancing. And you see how it lasts a little longer. They're dancing a little longer. It looks nice, don't it? So they're dancing for 10 seconds. Thank you for watching. It looks good. So now that we have that, so now we talked about entering. We talked about how they stood there in there. They didn't enter, they just stand there. Then we also talked about choices. If you have any questions in regards to anything in this video, leave them in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer. But if in case you want your question answered in a timely fashion, please don't hesitate to message me on Instagram. And by you messaging me on Instagram, I can make sure to get to your question, help you with directing, help you with choices, whatever you may need. Just follow me on Instagram and I'll do my best to help you. But this is my first video. This is all about entering, standing, and choices. I hope I helped you in some way, shape, or form. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.